Welcome to Awkward Family Photos. I'm Mike.
I'm Doug.
He's the man of the house.
The guy we all look up to.
And the only one who thinks it's a good idea to put a gun rack over the changing table. This is the Dad episode.
Family brings joy in our lifetime. Together forever we walk through this world hand in hand.
All right, so this week we're talking about Dad. Dad is the head of the family.
Sometimes he's the hair of the family.
He can be protective.
He can be overprotective.
He can be so overprotective sometimes that people are going to die.
Even though he means well, Dad's advice is sometimes a little questionable.
Sure, like when he tells us that we need an extra push on our face.
That we shouldn't be afraid to get our hair wet.
That the 2002 Arkansas Red Valley Invitational is going to be a blast.
How did he get tickets for that?
I don't know, because the last time I tried I couldn't, they were sold out.
That playing video games will be a great bonding experience for the whole family. To forget about the signs, it's okay to feed the animals.
That every now and then a little sip is good for you, along with secondhand smoke.
That everybody loves the 50s.
Happy days.
Rock around the clock.
Yeah, that was a great time. That when Dad is doing yard work, his banana hammock is perfectly appropriate attire.
That we should always enjoy the views.
At any cost. And last but not least, that baby tossing is a rite of passage. So please enjoy this baby tossing montage set to triumphant music.
I'm honored to be talking to my father, and you've been giving me so many great life lessons over the years. One of them is your theories on celebrities.
Well, I can just tell you that if there's somebody that I really admire, I always like to go over and say hello and say something nice to them.
There's a few that I was with you on that I'd like to talk a little bit more on.
I think it was just you and I this time at a restaurant, and Jerry Seinfeld with his family, and he walked by, and I guess I gave him one of my famous nods.
Which confused him.
I guarantee he gets nodded by everybody that passes him. Mom says to me, "Oh, there's Steve Martin." And he got into a limo and the windows were rolled up. And I, for whatever reason, I knocked on the window. And the driver rolled down his window and kind of stared at me as if I were crazy. And I just kept banging gently on the rear window where Steve Martin was seated. Finally, Steve Martin rolled down his window and he said, "Can I help you?" And I said, "I just want you to know that you're one of the best acts I've ever seen, and it's a pleasure to meet you." He looked very, very pleased, and I was certainly pleased.
You think it's appropriate behavior for a grown man to be knocking on a limousine window?
Is it appropriate? You know what? It's not a matter of being appropriate. He didn't have to roll down the window, and he knew I just wanted to say something nice, so I don't think appropriate's the right word.
I was there with you when we ran into Cheryl Hines.
Yes. I felt you reacted in an extreme way when we ran into her in a parking lot. She and her daughter were getting into the car right next to us. So then, Doug, what did I say to her that you misinterpreted?
She was holding hands with her 5-year-old daughter, and you said to her, "Looking forward to seeing you on Sunday night," which completely confused her.
Doug, I think the only one it confused was you. She knew just what I meant. Her show, Curb Your Enthusiasm, was going to be on Sunday night. So once again, I think you took it the wrong way, and she certainly was very fine with it, and I guarantee you her daughter enjoyed it as well.
I want to just ask a question, because I'm listening to this as a third party.
Yes.
One could assume that all these negative encounters were really a result of Doug sensitivity, perhaps, than how you approach them.
Oh, there's no question about it. Nobody minded one bit. I could go up to anybody, and they would not mind.
What I think we'd all like to see, Dad, is can we see the famous nod?
I swear I never knew that I was a nodder, but Doug says I am.
You're a big nodder, huge nodder. That's the nod.
Right?
All right, it's time for this week's Caption Contest. Putting up a photo right now. It's one of our favorites. You can leave your caption underneath the video, as always.
And then check back right here at Nerdist or on awkwardfamilyphotos.com next week, and we'll announce the winners.
Yes, winners receive 2 Awkward Family Photos books signed maybe by us. And, that will be a wonderful thing. So we want to thank you guys once again for sitting with us here in the living room. And we'll talk to you later.
All right, Dad, have a good night.
I'm not sure I will, but okay.